Hello everyone again. So this time I have a topic that is the most divisive topic that ever existed. The trans discussion. Let's go with it. I guess sooner or later I would have to address this, but I really don't want to, but yeah, I need
I'm gonna hold on. Let's use our brains a little bit. My guess is probably, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, that not all conservative people think this. If there are people saying this online, yeah, they're probably more likely to be conservative, but the mainstream conservative argument is not that all trans people should go commit suicide.
Nobody said that it was.
Then why talk about it?
You could go run the VOD and just listen. Debate board. No, it's not the case. The debate board said that like there is not all conservative or something who said this. Debate board made the claim that nobody is doing this. When somebody mentioned there are some people making 43% jokes, debate board said no, nobody's doing this. He pushed really hard against this.
Okay, so this guy's argument is nobody that there are people like that on the conservative side. Okay, that's his argument, and someone denied that even one person exists. So basically, he's right.
Let's say from floating hyperbolic, but that's what you said verbatim.
I just don't know why you would waste.
You can't tell me you never hear.
Just give him cut him some slack. It's absurd. It's an absurd caricature that you guys do with each other as you circle jerk in your little panel here, your little echo chamber here, and nod your heads and root with one another on it. And it's bullshit.
Her little open.
Oh God,
you might
guys,
find
we got an
three
intellectual. We got an
people
intellectual.
in
Let him finish. Debate board, go ahead, please.
chamber that says something stupid, and now you say, "Oh yeah, and conservatives most likely are going to root for trans people, to commit suicide." They don't really have an argument here, and this is the only thing they bring up because, otherwise they just want trans people to commit suicide. That's how you guys are talking, and it's absolutely
Nobody said any of that.
Nobody said that.
It's funny. It's funny. We're the ones being accused of strawmanning, but debate board just came in and strawmanned every single person left of him on the panel. Debate board, can I ask you really quick? Debate board. Do you think it's the case, just an olive branch, just so we know your position? Do you think it's the case that there are no conservatives whatsoever making trans suicide jokes, pushing trans people to suicide, or telling trans people they should commit suicide? None of them. 0%.
Okay, I'll try to answer your question, sir. My answer is I don't know. You would have to define every single thing that you mentioned there. What are these, define these actions that make people end themselves, right? All of these things. Then I will be able to answer your questions, because at this point I don't know, because many people make many arguments that this action is doing this, but I mean, not really, but it does for some people, it doesn't for some people, and it's hard to define.
I don't know. I literally.
The answer is yes. There are people doing that. Come on, debate.
You can't even grant
that. Really?
Everyone's seen it. Anyone who's been in any transphobic space for like more than 3 seconds.
Okay. How to address this? Transphobia. Okay. I will address this later, but this is important. What we've just heard. I will address this later.
I'm not terminally online. I don't know the.
I've seen it in real life.
I don't know. You spend a lot of time in this Twitch channel, man.
Have you never seen trans harassment in real life? Do you have no clue what it looks like?
Yeah, maybe there is some idiot conservative out there, or idiot right-wing person, or just general idiot who has said something stupid about trans people. However, conservatives talking about.
And that comment was completely unnecessary. That's how I know you're not having a conversation. You're having a fight, or confrontation, or competition. If you are having a conversation, that comment would never appear. It wouldn't exist. Sorry. If you're making comments like that, you shouldn't be participating in this conversation because you're not adding anything to it. You're adding division to it.
Trans women competing in sports against other women, they're not making the argument because, wow, they just can't figure out any other argument. Oh my goodness. We just last week we were talking about trans women, and we were talking on Prime's panel. And there were conservatives on the panel, or right-leaning people on the panel, talking about hormone blockers and pediatric trans surgery. So what do you mean conservatives?
Oh, the thing that doesn't happen.
I can clarify.
Right.
Come on.
You love bringing that up. You love it.
Debate board, if I can re-clarify my position, I've originally brought it up, and I can apologize if you felt like I mischaracterized conservatives. The point that I was trying to originally make is that I think part of the reason why conservative talking points on transgender issues oftentimes make their way to the issue of trans women in sports is that I think that argument, even though I disagree with it, is frankly a lot better than a lot of the other arguments or typical points that get bandied about by conservatives. And I think that if
Okay, I think this is the moment when I will address what we've heard before. Homophobia, transphobia, arachnophobia is a phobia. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. It is a phobia. That's why it has the word phobia in it. What does that mean? Well, it means it's a sickness, right? It is a sickness. You have a I knew a girl that had arachnophobia, and there was like this one tiny little spider over there, and she was like, save me, save me, save me, get rid of it, kill it. All right? I will pose a question. Why are we asking if there is a person like that on the conservative side? Why aren't we asking the question, are there people like that? Are you telling me that there are no people like that on the left side? It's a phobia. It's a sickness, right? So political views are political views. A sickness is a sickness. These two things have nothing to do with each other. You can have liberal political points of view and still be sick. It would be reasonable to assume that it doesn't matter what are your politics. You can be sick just like everyone else. Am I being unreasonable by saying that? Because it sounds to me the debate is it on the right? That assumes that it doesn't happen on the left? Well, that sounds unreasonable to me. I understand that the politics of the left tend to favor trans people, and their arguments are towards trans people. So it is less likely, right? Based purely on politics. But there are plenty of people on the left. There are millions of people on the left. And you're saying that happens only on the right side? I mean, that doesn't sound reasonable. The thing is, what I want to address, what I want to really address over here, like that person, like that, it's the seventh person. If you were like, if you spend like 3 seconds in a like a homophobic area, then you know that that is not the case. Meaning that is not the case. Meaning that there are conservatives that want trans people to end themselves. What my question is, we just defined what phobia is. How is that related? If there are people, if there are transphobic people, it It's a sickness. It doesn't have anything to do with ending themselves, right? Okay, it has, because as I said in the example, I specifically picked the example like, kill it, right? So there is something there, right? Let's go deep into it. There is something there. But what it is fear. Phobia is based on fear, or I'm wrong, and I don't know what a phobia is. As far as I know, phobia is based on fear. That person, that girl I know, she didn't want to kill it because she hated that spider. She wanted me to kill it because she felt threatened, unreasonably threatened by that little spider who couldn't do anything wrong, couldn't hurt her at all. That's why it's a sickness. It's completely unreasonable, right? So she felt danger. She felt that her life is threatened. Her intentions weren't to kill all the spiders in the world. Her intentions were, keep me safe, please. That's phobia. So what is the relevance of being in a transphobic situation? What is the relevance to hateful need of homicide of trans people? Right? What is the correlation? What is the relation between that place and that need? There is none. There is none. There is a result, because I had to take that spider. I mean, I could kill that spider, or just I don't know, throw that spider out of the window, and possibly it would survive or just place him somewhere, right? And so we are dealing with a situation that can cause death with a phobia. That still is a sick person. All right? That still is a sick person. You can make an argument that me, as a person trying to defend my friend, I can do some harm by instead of doing some harm by killing that spider, right? Sure, that's on me. Yeah, then I would agree with you. Sure, basically I'm agreeing with myself over here. So I will ask a question: is that reasonable that you can't put responsibility, that type of responsibility, on the person that is sick? You can't judge that person that is sick. That person is not reasonable. That person is sick. You can't say that she has some sort of murderous rage in her, because she doesn't. She just wants to be safe. I'm slowly getting to my point over here. The vibe that I am getting from the left is that there is some sort of murderous rage on the right. Some people have it, right? And I would assume that the left thinks the amount of these people is higher than actually there is. And that's why what that seventh person said is very important. When you are in a transphobic place, you know that that is true. Imagine that person just made an argument. If someone is sick, that means there is a murderous rage. That person actually combined those two things together. That person, that seventh person, thinks that those people who are sick are the people that have the murderous rage. How did you actually came to that conclusion? Is that reasonable? The main point why I am making this clip. I believe in every single person over here. And my belief is all of those people over here have good heart. All of those people over here, the 7th person, that's a good person. That's a good person. Conservatives don't agree with me, or people on the right, go ahead, don't agree with me. That is a good person. I'm not saying a good person can be wrong. I'm saying a good person is a person that has their heart in the right place. That person's heart says, I want to make the world a better place, and that person fights for it. I can't expect anything else from that person than what that person is doing. You are fighting what you're believing in, what you believe in. Yes, fight what you believe in. That is very, very noble. Do it, please, more. Do it more. The thing is, when you're doing it, you need to also have an open mind. You need to also be able to say, I'm wrong in some situations. You need to use reason. What you're doing right now is not helping people on the right. If you are that righteous person, and I don't know if you are, I would say possibly yes. That's a different debate. I won't even get into that. You might be, right? If you are that person that has heart in the right place, well, you're not showing it. That's the point. People on the right are people that you should be working with to achieve something, right? You can't say things like that, that being homophobic is the same as having a murderous rage. You can't say that. That's you can say. I mean, you can say that, sure, but what would be the response of the right? People on the right, conservatives, about that? What would be their response? That person is unreasonable. I can't talk to that person. What that person said is completely unreasonable. How am I supposed to work with that person if that person thinks that a sick person is the same as having murderous rage? Consciously wishing murderous rage. How can I have a discussion with that person? We can't find a middle ground over here. That person is insane saying that and thinking that. And that person will copy the same mistake and will say, people on the left have gone insane. That's the same mistake. That's exactly the same mistake. Not having an open mind. Assuming that, making these assumptions that this is this. I mean, the left and the right will never be able to sit at the table and have a conversation if those things happen. You are not helping people. Guys, you're not helping. You're creating division instead of unity. Have a conversation instead of this accusations. I mean, these accusations prove me wrong. These accusations are being created due to, how would I call this? I don't know, bias? No, that's not the right word. I don't know how to describe it. Actually, I don't even know how to describe it. But these accusations are, god damn it, it's like a way to smear someone, right? It comes from a place that is unreasonable. It comes from a place of superiority. It comes from, it's like a mix of feelings, right? It's hard to describe. I might be wrong in many places of it. It's so hard. It's just so hard to describe it. Eventually, my point is, you're not helping here. You're creating more division. You're the good person. Why are you doing that? I don't understand. I know you're a good person. I mean, why? Why? I don't know. I don't know why. Let's just call it like that. I don't know why. But this is what you are doing. You're creating division. Stop it. Please stop it. Work with them. But in order to work, well, how about watch my message to Destiny? I made a clip like an hour ago or something. My message to Destiny. Hear it, because everything is explained there. In order to work with the right, you need to have a specific approach. You don't have it also. I mean, I won't go into that. I already said what I wanted to say in that other clip, in my message to Destiny. Guys, the main point. Stop doing it, you're not helping. Have a good one, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.